Okay. Hey, DN, how's it going? Oy, oy, oy. Okay. See, just wait for some people to come in. DN, how are you doing? Rohan, Raj. Welcome. Happy Sunday. DN, did you rewatch any of Aliens and look for the romance I was talking about? Because it's definitely there. It's just really adult, and when I say adult, I don't mean erotic. I mean like it's mature. It's like how adults flirt. It's very cute, and you wouldn't expect a movie like Aliens to have a cute romance, but it's definitely there. Highly recommend watching Aliens and just paying attention to the romantic elements. It's very fun. Yes, in Aliens. Yeah. I honestly, I didn't notice this the first time I saw it, but I was pretty young when I first saw Aliens. And... Whoops, that was my voice. Yeah, but on a rewatch, it was very clear that Hicks and Ripley are attracted to each other. They start to bond through the chaos at hand. I mean, those two stepped up. You know, they had to be the leaders. And all their interactions, once the shit hits the fan, is just fantastic. Like, that's couples goals to me. Just two badasses. DN, I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah, you know, The First Omen, I've been talking about it constantly on my channel, and I'm not the kind of creator that feels bad if they talk about a certain movie too much, because there are certain films that I feel like are so underrated, hence the topic today, that I can't just mention it in one video. Like, I have to broadcast it, because I gotta be honest, 2024 especially has been such a mediocre film. I'm sorry, I did not like Deadpool and Wolverine. It was $200 million fan service. I didn't like Trap. There's a lot of... Maxine wasn't very good. So there's just a lot of, in my mind, like, just kind of mid to bad movies lately, and if I see something truly great, I gotta shout it out. And The First Omen, I was not gonna see it because it was a horror prequel, which just alarm bells, right? Like, ugh, horror prequel, no. They did that with The Thing, not very good. But First Omen, I mean, in the hands of that director, became something special. I actually like it more than the original. It's such a trippy, beautiful film. I highly recommend The First Omen to everyone. At least anyone who likes horror. I mean, it is visceral, it's psychedelic, it's gorgeous, it's super well acted. So good. DN, I'm so glad that you checked it out. I mean, you said you're going to check it out anyway, but I'm glad I encouraged you at least. Yeah, basically everyone who saw First Omen, like, the general consensus is, wow, that was way better than I thought it was going to be, because everyone thought it was going to be shit. I should have known it was going to be good, though, because the trailer, I hate using this word, but the trailer slaps. It's 1 minute long, and it's one of the best horror trailers I've ever seen. Anyway, I can wait for a few people to pile in, but today, I had this idea. So, on my channel, and I can share it here. I watched Pearl. Overall, DN, I liked Pearl. I think my only issue with Pearl is it's a little repetitive. I think you could have lost 15 minutes, or at least changed 15 minutes. But anyway, so I did a couple videos on my channel like the best acting in horror movies for the 21st century, and then I did one on the best horror movies in general in the 21st century right here. And I really like doing those videos. I mean, it's not as much of a deep dive, but it covers a lot of ground. And I especially when people are just looking for kind of quick recommendations, and coming from someone who actually, watches horror and wants to give good recommendations, I think it's a useful kind of video to do. So my idea is to come up with a list of oh, why is this all... Oh, I have to order this. Hold on. Come up with a list of all the most underrated horror movies for every year. Why is this like this? This is weird. Oh, I copy and pasted it twice. Funny. Why did I copy and paste it so many times? What? It's like on repeat. What the... Oh my god, why is it doing this? Okay, give me a second. What? Okay. Bizarre. There we go. Jesus Christ. What the hell? Okay, that should do it. Fun video idea. Going through fans' Letterboxd and some of their reviews. I mean, we can do that today if you really want. I don't know if people... I don't know. Who here has a Letterboxd? Do people want their Letterboxd, like, judged? I guess? I don't know. And we all have our hot takes, right? If we go to mine... I have a Letterboxd. That's me! For example, I gave the Groundhog Day with Andy Samberg an 8 out of 10, but I gave Deadpool and Wolverine a 4 out of 10. So, I mean, I feel like those are two hot takes right there. Welcome anyone to disagree and try to argue against either rating, but I'm sticking to them. Yeah, my top 4. Which makes me look really dark and depressing, but I'm not. I actually like happy movies a lot. It's just these are so good. But this top 4 changes all the time, honestly. And yeah, when Marnie was there, I've been watching a lot of Miyazaki films lately. Anywho, we don't necessarily have to do this topic today, but I thought it'd be kind of fun. So if we want to start Googling and other shit, and we can talk about every year, 21st century, what's like a really underrated horror film? It might be tough. Certain years, I don't know if I would call any of the horror films underrated, but... And I'm trying to decide whether to include horror comedies, but I think I might, because that would... what do you call it? That would include a couple movies I really, really want to mention. Spoiler, one of them is a movie called Grabbers, which I just think is awesome. But what do I have? Give me a second. Blair with 2015, The Grudge are underrated. The Irish one. Yeah, Arthur. I loved Grabbers. I thought it was so great. What a perfect concept for a horror comedy. I'm amazed that it had been done already, or at least to my knowledge. An alien invasion where they suck blood, but they're allergic to alcohol, so everyone has to fight the aliens, like, completely trashed. That's just gold for comedy for me. And it's also really well shot, and the actors are good. I think that's my... for me, because I love American cinema. Not so much lately, but I feel like where we're starting to struggle, especially like in the past decade or even 2 decades, is comedies. I think our comedies have gotten so lazy. There's occasionally a good one, but I mean, we're really behind the ball on comedies. And we used to have great comedies. 90s had amazing comedies. 80s had good comedies. I don't know what happened to us. I really don't. You know, we're having like a horror renaissance right now in America, but our comedies are slipping, and our romances are slipping too, actually. We used to have great romances. I can't remember the last time I saw a good... I guess Palm Springs, the one I saw recently. But, I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got. But I could write down a few that I had kind of like saved up. Deanna, I'm glad you mentioned The Grudge. Oh, you said The Grudge 2. Oh, I was going to say... I was going to say The Grudge remake. Where is it? Yeah, 2004. Hold on. Wow, that's really small. Hold on. Do 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 do. Like that. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. Grudge 2, 2006. I didn't see The Grudge 2. I'll add it as like a maybe. Oh, come on. Do I have to do this? I put that as a maybe. A little question mark. That'll work. And... there's some of these I definitely know I'm gonna put. Like, for example, like 2002. Where are you? May or Queen of the Damned. So, have you guys ever seen Queen of the Damned? It's like I struggle, right? Because like there's aspects of Queen of the Damned that are so dated and so corny, and the actress. I mean, R.I.P., but the actress is terrible. But Queen of the Damned is so fun, very creative, very inventive with some of its like practical effects. I love some of the performances. I mean, it's bursting with ideas, and for all its cheesiness, I think Queen of the Damned is better than any fucking Twilight film. I think it was great, honestly. Like, it's not a great film, but a great time watching it. Would you consider Shadow of the Vampire underrated? Because honestly, for as good as it is, I never even heard of it until a couple years ago. Yeah, I mean, it was nominated for an Oscar, but no one talks about it. Hey, Deppy, he's got the debs. When did the Shadow of the Vampire come out? Was that 2000? I'll put it for now. I was between Shadow of the Vampire and maybe Hollow Man, but Hollow Man's, I don't know if I would even call that underrated. Yeah. The Boogeyman. I didn't see Boogeyman, DN. I did not hear good things. Everyone kind of complained that it was just a jump scare fest. And jump scares can be good. I'm still working on a video essay about jump scares. I've just been so busy with other shit. But I just heard Boogeyman was kind of, yeah. Yes, Step. This is each year the most underrated horror film of the 21st century. Also, let me know if I didn't really test my audio. I kind of rushed it. So if music's too loud, my voice is too low, please let me know. It was funny. When I record from a script, I have my mic right up to my face. But when I'm streaming, I have to pull it farther away because I start yelling. And this was, I don't know if you guys noticed, if you see my recent Alien video, this guy right here, which isn't doing very well, unfortunately, but it was a lot of fun. I did the whole thing on stream. And there's a couple moments in the video where my microphone peaks, which is very unprofessional, but it couldn't be helped. There was no way to repair it. And you can hear a couple of peaks there because I'm like yelling. I'm getting so pissed off at some of the stuff in some of the Alien films. Hey, Jonas. How's it going? Oh, where's my... Sorry, I need my phone. Ooh. Hi. I almost forgot to Give me 1 second. I was gonna post a short today and I completely forgot. Let me do that right now. But Jonas, I'm good. I'm busy, a little stressed, but good. Right now, and if this is boring for anyone, let me know. We can just talk about something else, or talk about a different topic. But I had this idea that we could come up with a list of the most underrated horror films for every year in the 21st century, so 2024. I like doing these kind of every year type rundowns, but yeah, we'll see. It depends if we can even find an underrated horror film for every year. You know, it's really gonna depend. And sorry, I just need to... Alright. You are underrated. Aw, Jonas. So sweet. Thank you so much. I think I kind of am. Maybe not me personally, but I think my channel is. Just a little. I'm like fighting for 30,000 subscribers, and I think... What do I think I deserve? I wish I was at 100 right now. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I was at 100,000. I wish I had hit that mark by now. It's hard. Especially since my channel got locked into a kind of horror thing, and horror's a little niche. So... Okay. So I'm just posting the short real quick, but I would love, while I'm posting this, if you guys could think of any examples. We're gonna be Googling today. And if you think of a better kind of thing, like a better topic to tackle every year, let me know. Like I said, I did, where is it? I did the best horror acting for the 21st century. I did the best horror film for the 21st century. But we could do underrated. We could do overrated. We could do whatever. Another underrated channel is Hats Off Entertainment. You guys should check it out. Well, let me look it up right now. Just give me a second. I really just have to upload this short. Sorry. Really, very apologize. I'm posting a short for my Alien video where I make fun of Alien 4. That movie's so bad. I'm sorry. I saw a bunch of people defending it because, like, it's kind of French. And all my reaction was more or less so? I don't know. I don't think alien movies should be goofy. That's my thoughts on it anyway. By the way, thoughts on the Minecraft trailer. Looks like shit. What can I say? I think it looks really fucking stupid. And I think making a Minecraft film live action was a terrible idea. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know. I mean, who knows? Maybe it'll be good. I've seen bad trailers turn into good movies. Not often, but it's happened. I don't understand why they're still trying to make video game movies work. They should focus on shows. Some people love the Mario film. I couldn't even get through it. So it depends. But it's not a good track record, I'll say that. But making a Minecraft movie, I don't think that game lends itself well to a story. But you never know. The Lego movie was good. Oh, but I was going to look up... Arthur? This guy? You're saying he's underrated? He's got 200,000 subscribers. I mean, that's a lot. I don't know if I would call that underrated. It's a lot of subscribers, man. Hey, Mike, how's it going? I'll subscribe and check him out, though. Mike, how's it going? We are gonna list together, again, if it's boring, we don't have to, the most underrated horror film for every year, the 21st century. So I need you guys on Google, if you want to research. I wrote like an approximate list somewhere. What about Session 9? When did that come out? I have mixed opinions on Session 9. Some people love it. I love the environment. I love the fact they shot it in a real abandoned asylum. I think that's awesome, and you can tell it looks so authentic. I don't think it's scary. The slow motion's cheesy. The camera work, the characters, there's something really corny about it. Especially the ending. God, I mean, you have to at least give me that. Like, Session 9's ending's pretty terrible. If you watch it again, it does not hold up well. But I don't hate it. I liked the main character, actually. So I'm conflicted. I don't know if I would call Session 9 underrated. But I'll add it as a maybe, though. Just let me know when it came out. Oh, thank you, Deb. That's kind of what I'm going for. I don't think that's even what I'm going for. It's just what I am. Is a mix of deadpan and goofball. Like, honestly. Ghost stories. Ooh, George, we're going to talk about that. Better Watch Out, a great Christmas thriller. The only problem is that, which it was longer. You guys gotta tell me the years he's came out. That'd be really helpful, actually, so I don't have to Google everything. And sorry, I really do need to upload this. Everything wrong with... Don't you love it when you spell something wrong and it doesn't autocorrect? That's great. Thanks. Sorry, this will literally take a second. Boop. Okay. George, the thing is with ghost stories, and I'll put it as a maybe, and we might have talked about this before, but ghost stories was so interesting for like the first half, maybe first 2/3, very engaged, and then they pulled a twist out of their ass, and I really didn't like it. I did not like where they went with like the last act. I felt like it threw away everything, and it became comical and hard to take seriously for me. And it was really unfortunate because I felt like there was genuine tension being built, and the film kind of threw it away. Yeah, like maybe the twist could have worked. I felt like it was like everything after the twist. It just got very cheesy, and it went on for so long. Like it was just exposition after exposition after, like it was just nothing but guys chatting like for the rest of the film. I don't know. I do think it was kind of a missed opportunity. There's a movie in Indonesia called Impetigore that I really liked. I've heard of it. I don't know if I saw it. Depp, when that come out? Oh, Depp, I mean, like, my phone autocorrects. Like, when I'm posting shorts, for example, like on YouTube or TikTok, it will autocorrect, but then sometimes it just won't. 13 Ghosts! Oh, God, I haven't seen that in so long. That was very much a product of the time. Very choppy editing. If you watch, like, early 2000s movies, especially horror, fast camera pans, choppy editing, really quick zooms. It's very dynamic and looks a bit corny by today's standards. Queen of the Damned did it quite a bit, but like I said, I have it here. I think Queen of the Damned is actually underrated. It got blisteringly terrible reviews. I think it's worth watching. And May is just awesome. The reason, because I want to turn this into a video, I may not talk about May because I've talked about it so many times. And thank you, Deb. And again, like, I don't mind mentioning the movie many times if I feel like it's really underrated. And May is very underrated. May should be like a classic. I've seen so many popular horror movies that aren't even nearly as interesting as May. Ooh, Depp, Luz. Like, I didn't like Luz as much as you, but I think it's underrated. I think there's definitely, like, there's something there. When did Luz come out? By the way, if I miss a message from you guys, please remind me. Like, write in chat and be like, yo, Dick, you missed that. Like, you could even say, yo, Dick. Totally fine. When it comes to my channel, I have pretty thick skin. Except occasionally I'll get a comment on my channel that'll piss me off. It'll happen occasionally. It doesn't happen too much, but it'll happen once in a while. Luz is from 2017 as well. Oh my god. Okay. 2017 is looking very underrated. I have not seen it, DM. This is great, though. It's adding a lot of stuff to my watch list. Oh, it's 2018. Okay, that's fine. What did I have for some of these? Hold on. Yeah, Love's from 2018. Yeah, I got it. I also had... Oh, wait, I need something for 2003 because... Oh, where's 2001? 13 Ghosts. Do you guys consider Cairo to be underrated? It's also known as Pulse. I'll put Cairo because Pulse is the American remake. And then, what else that year? Oh yeah, Suicide Club. And yes, it's called Suicide Club. It's not called Unalive Club. I'm not doing that shit. Hate that trend. Gotta sneeze. Ooh. Oh, Lake Mungo. 150%. Whoops. Lake Mungo was, I want to say 2008. Going off memory. It was. Just about to look up Suicide Club. Yeah. Suicide Club is weird, man, but there's something about it. I've never, well, I wouldn't say never, but that's one of those horror movies that truly does whatever it wants to do. It's not on the level of like Houseu, but it's Depp. See, this is, yeah, it gets tricky, right? Like, would you consider Kill List underrated? Not a lot of people have seen it, but it shows up on every list you can find on like foreign horror films outside of America, cult horror films. Like, Kill List is always there. So I don't know, you know? I could put there for now, and then maybe you can replace it. But Lake Mungo, I will always talk about Lake Mungo. Lovely Molly, Depp, I don't know if I can agree. I would give you Lovely Molly for that intro though. Really makes you think. First of all, welcome to the stream. Oh, we have 17 people here. That's awesome. Love you guys. Second, I don't know if I would call X underrated. That was a hit. I mean, it started the whole X trilogy. Everyone was talking about it. I don't know if I would call it underrated. I mean, sure, it wasn't nominated for anything, but that's every horror film. Horror films are never nominated. Toni Collette wasn't nominated for Hereditary. Midsommar wasn't nominated for Best Score. Suspiria remake wasn't nominated for Best Editing. I mean, I could go on and on. It's, I don't know. Hashtag Alive. Haven't seen it. I generally avoid films that have a hashtag in it. It just, like, to me, that's the biggest red flag in film ever. But is it good? Have you seen the horror film Frozen? No, I haven't. The scenes I saw, I wasn't crazy about. I don't know. I saw YMS's review on it, and he really tore it to shreds. I should give it a chance, though. I saw some of the acting. It didn't look very, very good. There's a scene where a guy falls from the chairlift, and he breaks his legs, and the bones look like sausages, and it was very, very funny. But I haven't seen the whole thing, so that's not fair. That's not fair at all. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003. I mean, we can try it. I would need to rewatch it. I haven't seen it in quite some time. There are so many goddamn Texas Chainsaw Massacre films. Jesus Lord. Kind of split on Cairo with the rating. Love Lake Mungo, but was it underrated? I think Lake Mungo is underrated. No one saw it. I mean, a couple YouTubers have done video essays on it, but this, I mean, not only has no one seen it, you can't even find the damn thing. It's extremely hard to find. You could probably rent on Amazon, but other than that, it was like abandonware, kind of. I would definitely call Lake Mungo. It's on Tubi now. That's good. I would definitely call Lake Mungo underrated. For me, it's the best. It's the best pseudo documentary ever. Like a fake documentary. It's the best one I've seen. Like every other fake documentary I've seen, like Savage Land. Oh God, what was the other one? Well, I guess District 9 was a fake documentary. That was pretty good. But like a horror fake documentary, Lake Mungo killed it. You could show Lake Mungo to anyone and tell them it's a real documentary, and they would probably believe it. Tale of Two Sisters, great film, not underrated. That is known as a classic South Korean horror film, very highly rated. I wouldn't call it underrated. Great film, really liked it. I'm a little mixed on the twist, but great film. I'm scared, says Jonas. About what? What are you scared of? Poughkeepsie Tapes. When did that come out? I need to give Poughkeepsie Tapes. I need to give it another try. That was kind of like the flip side of Lake Mungo, where when I was watching Poughkeepsie, I could not buy that it was like a found footage or a documentary. That did not feel realistic to me. Like the acting felt very much like acting. So immediately I was just thrown off. But I should give it another try. I mean, people talk about it, so. There was one about a woman with Alzheimer's, and it was a fake documentary horror film. Oh, was that a documentary or was that found footage? Do you mean the Deborah Logan? Is that who you mean? Taking of Deborah Logan. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's documentary. That felt, well, yeah, it's kind of documentary. It's kind of found footage. It's a little bit of both. I would not call that one underrated, though. Yeah, I don't know if I would call it underrated. It was fairly popular, at least in horror circles. I see people talk about it quite often. I didn't like it. I thought there was one scary scene in the entire film, and it was in like the last 10 minutes. And you guys know what scene I'm talking about. The that was pretty good. Loved that. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't find old people scary. I don't. I like every time I see an old person in a horror film, all I can think is like, I can outrun you. But I think the scariest old person was from the Last of Us TV show, when she was in the chair and she was infected. But that was more like context why that was scary. That was like how it was shot. First Paranormal Activity movie. Steven, you are taking drugs, and please give me them. Because the first Paranormal Activity was very highly rated. That was a huge hit. Massive hit. Everyone saw it. That was a big movie. It made a lot of money. And a lot of people liked it. I would not say it was underrated. Dracula 2000. Deanne, we're not doing TV. Okay. Norway 2005. That's pretty good. That's a good choice. Oop, why did I put 2005 there? Resident Evil. I mean, I actually like the first Resident Evil. I do. It was. It's not great, but it's fun. So, some of like the setups and payoffs are pretty satisfying. There's some pretty iconic looking scenes, like the red dress obviously is like really jumps out at you. The mutant dogs. It's not a great film though, but as far as like an action zombie film, it's good. Unfriended Dark Web. I'll forget you said that. Rohan. Okay, I gotta spell this thing right. I'm a little mixed on Indian films. I know it's just like a different style, and it's one I don't always like, but I will check it out. Yeah, I've heard Inland Empire is a horror film, but it's also by David Lynch. Like does he really make horror films though? Like, does he really? I mean, I would call that one film horror, sure. The one I can't remember the name of, but it's very famous. But I haven't seen it though, so I can't tell you. Happy Death Day to You. I did not see Happy Death Day to You. I saw the first one. God, I feel like I've been so negative on the stream. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be. I'm just honest. I didn't like Happy Death Day. I actually did a video on it. I had a lot of problems with Happy Death Day. The music was bad, and the plot really didn't make sense. I think it bungled the Groundhog Day concept. Like, so much of it about doesn't make sense. Like, can you tell me, Deanne, like in the first film, why is it that she's sleeping with a married man, but like, and he's all like, you shouldn't be with me. I'm so much older than you. They look the same age. They both look 27, and then his wife looks 45. Really bad casting. And then in the movie, they also bring up the fact that she's starting to sustain injuries in the loop, but then they just drop that. They just forget that whole concept. So, I don't know. I felt like Happy Death Day was a little sloppy. Oh, and the mask. Anyone here has seen Happy Death Day? The killer has a baby mask, and when you see the trailer, you're like, yeah, he has a baby mask because he's trying to creep people out. But then in the film, the reason he has a baby mask is because that's the team mascot. So stupid. So I guess they're like they're the Memphis Babies, I guess is their team. Real intimidating. So fucking dumb. Depp, is Bug underrated? I think it is underrated, but I do not think it's a horror film. But I do think it's very underrated. Mostly because of the acting. I think Michael Shannon was fantastic in that film. Skeleton Key. When did that come out, Steven? I love George. George is just like, heh, bad movie. Which movie is the scariest for you? Okay, thank you, Steven. I will put that as a maybe. Sorry, there's a lot of messages I have to catch up on. 2024, Milk and Cereal. That's a short film, but I will add it. And I think it's spelled cereal like killer. I'm also, I gotta do it. I gotta put First Omen here as well. Them. 2006. French film. Okay. I'll put that there. But Rohan, that's an excellent question. And apologies, I'm uploading something right now. But I'm going to do a video that's kind of like the scariest of the scariest, because every year I do my scary video. Like horror movies that are actually scary. And this month, or probably October, I'm going to do a video that's like the scariest of all the ones I've talked about. Like, what horror films got me the most? It's probably going to be like a top 5 or top 6. I don't want to spoil it, but I can spoil one of them. I guess the film Ganjim Haunted Asylum from South Korea is absolutely in my top 5 scariest movies ever. Big time. Yeah, I think it's terrifying. I like the slow build-up more on the second watch. In fact, the movie scared me more on the second watch, which is basically impossible for horror. So, I mean, I'd say like the last half of the Ganjim is absolutely horrifying. I recommend it to everyone. I know some people don't like the build-up. I think the build-up was very well done. And I like how they set up all these different things. The drones, the camera, the doll. And then the last half of the film, they take each one of those elements and they kind of turn it around and make it spooky. There's a scene with night vision. There's a scene where gravity flips. There's a do you call it a jump scare? I guess you would. With a girl making a noise like she's eating soup very angrily. That gave me nightmares. Yeah. D-Ed, don't spoil it. Harpoon, 2019. I have never heard of this film. Harpoon? Yeah. Ganjim Haunted Asylum is badass. You know, honestly, when did that come out? I would consider that one underrated. Do you think that setting a horror movie in the past makes it any scarier? I mean, not necessarily. You know, I think you can set a horror movie almost anywhere. But I think it gives you the advantage of isolating characters. They don't have cell phones, for example. I don't think it necessarily does. I've seen modern films that are scary. Ganjim Haunted Asylum is modern. And the technology is a big part of it. So I don't think it necessarily does, but I think it gives you certain advantages that you can exploit. Like the lack of cell phones. Like how paranoid or what do you call it? Superstitious people can be back then. So it's all how you use it. Yeah, Minecraft movie will be an underrated horror movie to all Minecraft fans. What were they thinking? DN, very funny with the Meg. Hilarious. I mean, yeah, but for horror, because I'm actually writing a couple of short horror scripts right now, and location's so key. It's key for your budget. It's key for the horror you're going to try to build. It's big. The only thing is, if you are going to make a horror film and set it in the past, you get certain advantages in the story, but you also have a disadvantage. Like, it might be more expensive. You're going to like really have to make everything look like it's in the past, which means you're going to have to buy everything. Clothing, props, you know, designing the rooms, everything. 2011, Untitled. Is seriously a film called Untitled? That's lazy. I'll add it. What did I miss? Depp said Inside, 2007. Very good pick. Is that underrated? Yeah. 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 Inland Empire's 3 hours? Oh, fuck that. No. I like David Lynch, but I'm not watching a David Lynch film for 3 hours. God, no. Mike Belcourt says House of the Devil. I'm a little mixed on House of the Devil, but I'll put it. It's definitely not, like, very popular. What else did I miss? The Children from 1980. I mean, this is a modern list. I can't pick anything from 1980. Unless, is the film itself called The Children from 1980? Let's see what else we got. I was about to say, Ganjim is my #1 pick for Scariest, that or Lake Mungo. Yeah, like, Lake Mungo snuck up on me, man. It scared me in a way other films haven't. But it's the kind of film where I totally understand if people sit down and they're expecting to get shocked constantly, or just expecting a horror film that brings them the same kind of fear they're used to, it's not going to do it for them. And I don't blame them. It really worked on me, but Lake Mungo is not going to work on everyone. Depp, I'm so glad you made me remember that. Alone. Yep. Not a great film, though, but Alone had very good jump scares, and I think it was by the same person who did Shudder. Creep, probably not underrated. I fucking hated Creep. But I know I'm alone in this. Very much alone in this. People love Creep. I don't. To me, Creep has the worst jump scare I've ever seen. And that's not the only reason I hate it, but like that put me in a bad spot. It put me in a bad headspace. You are definitely alone. Yeah, I know. People love it. I get it. Found footage really works on people. Some found footage works on me. VHS, Incantation. But Creep was not one of them. I thought Creep was really just kind of lazy. I think the actor was good, though. Sleep Tight 2011. You know, I've heard of this. It sounds miserable. Like, it sounds, from what I've heard from Sleep Tight, it sounds like just a neighbor being a dick for 2 hours. And I don't know if I want to watch that. Like, I don't find passive-aggressive torture to be very entertaining to me. If I wanted that, I would go live with my old roommates. I don't know. Untitled 2014 is free to watch on YT. Nice. Wait, 2014? I thought you said it was 2011. Am I crazy? Which year is it? On a technical level, the scariest movie I've watched is Mama, because I watched it at 12 and it haunts me in my early teens. Yeah, Mama is terrifying. I understand people's problems with it. I think the actress is miscast, the adult. Can't buy her as a punk rocker at all. But the monster, the design of the monster, the flashback, the noises it made. Ugh. Why don't you... Sorry, there's a little heart emoji blocking what you're saying. Why don't you list the 4 movies you do like? I like lots of movies. I like most of these. Maddie. Just because I don't like Creep. I mean, the thing is... It's not going to make me popular to talk about movies I don't like. I mean, right now, my channel, I have a... Where is it? I have a tournament going on right now with overrated films. And I'm getting a lot of shit. A lot of shit for some of the movies I picked. I mean, not all my picks. I've searched the internet for seeing what people consider to be overrated. But some of them are my picks. I think Nomadland is overrated. I think Barbie was overrated. I think Black Panther was very overrated. But boy, howdy, did I get some shit. I got a lot of shit. I probably lost subscribers from this tournament. I am never doing content about overrated stuff ever again. Untitled's from 2011. Okay. You do you, CC. It's your show. It's true. But I like chatting with you guys. It's always fun to have you guys on stream. David Pryor's short film, The Autopsy. I don't know if I'm including shorts in this, but Depp, when did that come out? Just got here. What's going on? Garfield Cat. Welcome. Love the name. We are going through a list for a potential video talking about the most underrated horror films from every year. 2024. So if you can think of one that you think is underrated, not just good, underrated, let me know. And also, if you could, let me know what year it came out. Super helpful. DN, I did see Mikus, or Mikus. I don't know how to pronounce it. I liked it. Very much a short, not too much going on. It was like 3 minutes. But I liked it. I think the scariest part of Mikus for me wasn't the last scare. It was when the paper fell, so it faced him underneath the bed. And then you knew it was coming too. That was great. I really liked that. I don't know why the fuck you would hang that on this wall, though. Like, you see this crazy, creepy, purple-looking thing. Why would you hang that on your wall? And also, he needs better tape. But I enjoyed it. I did. Is the Belko experiment underrated? Probably. I don't know if people have really seen it. Autopsy of Jane Doe. Is that underrated? I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you think Autopsy of Jane Doe is underrated? I think it's fairly popular in horror circles, but I'll add it. When did that come out? There's already one for the year, but Possum from 2018. Sure. I'll put that here. Yeah, I'll add Possum. Have you seen Make Me a Sandwich? Jonas, are you building up to a joke? I want to hear the rest of the joke. Are you gonna ask me to make you a sandwich? I can't make you a sandwich. I don't even make very good sandwiches. I make good eggs though. Night of the Living Dead. Love the aesthetic. Is like some version from the 21st century, or I'm missing something. DN says the original Purge. I wouldn't call that underrated. That was kind of a hit actually. Purge was pretty popular. The Loved Ones, 2009. Don't know that one. I'll add it. Wow, guys, I have a lot of movies to watch. Make Me a Sandwich is an actual short. You know, it's funny. I think I've heard of it. Really, short film, really interesting. I don't know if I'm including shorts in this. That's the thing. I don't know. I'm considering it. The original. Well, I mean, that's cool, George, but I can't add it to this. Night of the Living Dead came out in like the 60s, didn't it? Garfield Cat says, I love Possum. Yeah, Possum is a very strange film. I don't know if I love it. I think I appreciate it more than I actually like it. But I'd say it's probably underrated. Very much a niche film. Not talked about that much. Hold on, I'm just adding this short. Sorry, real quick. Oh my god. Thing wrong. Oh my god. Autocorrect would be really nice right now. Rings, not good, but way better than people say. I didn't see Rings. Oh man, I heard terrible things about Rings. That's the Ring sequel. Was it better than people say? I guess I need to see it. People fucking hated that film. Caveat. Man, I'm just gonna piss people off today. I didn't like Caveat, but I understand the appeal. For me, and I really tried to get past it. Trust me, I tried so hard. And if Depp is still here. He's the one who recommended I see Caveat. I couldn't get past the actual Caveat. I couldn't. It killed the movie for me. I feel like the movie completely lost all sense of realism, humanity. It might as well not take place on planet Earth. When I don't care how desperate you are, when the character agreed to that situation, it lost me. It lost me, and I tried to get it back. I'm like, stick with it, Clay, stick with it. I couldn't. I was so angry. Ugh. It was so unfortunate because I know people love Caveat, and I just can't. And I had a similar problem with another film he did called Oddity, where I'm like, bro. So unfortunate. Kuso, 2017. Don't know it. Gitzenberg. Great question. How underrated are we talking? Are we talking barely talked about or decently known? I feel like there's a range. You just have to make a gut call. Do you think it deserves significantly more attention or acclaim? So if the movie's like decent, right? and you think it has a lot, but still has like cool stuff to show. It's worth watching. You know, it should be more famous, but like no one talks about it. Yeah, it just it depends on the film. You know, like for example, the film Queen of the Damned, right? Which I have up here. Some people saw that film. You'll see it on lists sometimes, but I think it's underrated because it got terrible reviews. No one talks about it anymore. Whoopsies. And I feel like modern audiences would also enjoy parts of it. So I think it's underrated. I don't know if that really helps your question, Gitzenberg. But okay, so with that, Gitzenberg, I don't think Exorcist 3 would count. I think it got good reviews. I think it's generally regarded as a really good film. I don't know. I think that might be a little too popular. But it's not an exact science, I guess. I know, I'm trying. Tigers Are Not Afraid is probably better for 2017. I don't know if I finished that one. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little tired of we're a horror movie, but we're not really a horror film. This is just about childhood or friendship. Little tired of it. But Innocence was good, so, you know. Please, bro. What? What'd I do? Let the Right One In, 2018. I mean, sorry, 2008. You know, I could add this, but it almost doesn't feel like I even should bother, because if I turn this into a video, Lake Mungo is taking that. I'd be amazed if someone comes up with a more underrated film than Lake Mungo that's as good as Lake Mungo. I don't know if Let the Right One In has a chance. Sorry. I know. Would a movie like Come and See count? No, that would definitely not count. I think that movie, especially like online in horror circles, I think a lot of people talk about Come and See. I don't know if I would call it underrated. I don't. It gets talked about quite frequently, actually. I don't know. I wish I could give you a more specific answer. It really is just like a gut call. If you can confidently say, yeah, that thing's underrated as hell, then okay. But I don't know if I could say Come and See is underrated. I mean, people talk about the thing like it's God's gift to horror. So I don't know. Underwater would be a better example because it was kind of popular, but again, like it didn't get too much attention. I mean, Kristen Stewart was the biggest actor in it, but it kind of came and went. No one talks about it anymore. So I think Underwater is a good example. I forget when it came out. I think it was 2020, but I could be wrong. As Above, So Below. That's a very good example. I think it's underrated. Again, it doesn't mean the movie is amazing. It just means you think it deserves more attention. It deserves to be higher rated. And 2020. Okay, cool. I was right. I think As Above, So Below, it's not the best found footage movie I've seen. But it's pretty cool. As Above counts as underrated. What? I think so. Yeah. I don't see it spoken about that much. And I thought it had a lot to offer. My only problem with it is I don't think it's scary. But I think it was pretty cool. It was like a horror film mixed with Indiana Jones. I thought the practical effects looked great. The Happening, 2009. George, you're such a smart ass. The fucking Happening. You're talking about the Shyamalan film? Mother's Day or Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, 2010. Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. Was that the one with the little girl? Yeah. I put for now. Ghostland 2018. I'll add that. The Happening. I know, fucking Happening. There's no stilted dialogue in the happening whatsoever. And you know what's great? I recently saw Trap, and it's great to see that Shyamalan has learned fucking nothing about writing dialogue, because Trap has some of the most awkward, inhuman dialogue I've seen since he did Old, so a couple years. Tusk, definitely not putting Tusk. Let's see what I miss. Did you see The Watchers? The movie is flat ridiculous. Nah, I didn't see it. Shyamalan's daughter made it, I think. Reeks of nepotism to me, but then again, it's like, is that her fault? I don't know. Fucking Shyamalan. Trap is so bad. I'm sorry. Trap was... Trap was... It was interesting at first. It was a good concept. Provided that you turn your brain off. But it was kind of fun to watch Josh Hartnett try to figure out how to escape like a giant stadium sort of place, you know? It's kind of clever. Like, he caused an explosion in a deep fryer. He was trying to, get chummy with employees there. Like, it was kind of interesting to watch it play out. But as it went on, it just got stupider and stupider and less fun. So, I do wish the whole thing took place in that building. I don't want to spoil anything, but the plot does move somewhere else, and I think that was a massive mistake. I know, Maddie, exactly. Like, I mean, there was so much wrong with it. Like, the absence of cameras, the way characters are speaking to each other. I mean, it was way too easy for him. It didn't make sense. And also, I gotta say, I mean, we're supposed to buy this woman as like a huge pop star. I didn't think her music was very poppy, entertaining. Like, I wouldn't believe that music would sell out a stadium. But then again, Black Eyed Peas. So, I found the moment Josh Hartnett saw what was going on and went, "It's a trap," and trapped all over them. Gitzenberg, you had me in the first half. You had me in the first half. Fuck you. Can I ask chat questions now that I have no other movies? Of course you can. This is an open chat. As long as you're respectful, you're not racist or anything like that, go for it. Ask the chat. The Crazies 2010. Is it underrated? It was fun. It's like I think The Crazies is like a solid rental. Like, that's a movie you put on the TV, you have some friends over, you watch people get murdered. I don't know if I would call it underrated. I think it was perfect for what it was, but I don't know if I would call it underrated. Poultrygeist. Very funny, Depp. I know what movie you're talking about. Real quick. I don't like TikTok, but I will say they make the hashtag thing much easier when you're posting. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. I also wrote down some. I want to know if you guys agree with any of these. All right, chat. Weevils or caterpillars? Huh? Let's see. Blah, blah. Please add Tusk. No, I'm not adding Tusk. Trapped was an insane ego trip for Shyamalan's daughter. I don't blame her, though. I mean, he said publicly that it was his way of boosting her singing career. Which I'm like, good for honesty, I guess, but like, he made a kind of crappy film. Why are we still giving Shyamalan chances? Why are we still... Please. He's made 3 good films, borderline 4. No, I would say 4. He's made 4 good films. And he's made like 7 shit ones. And we keep being surprised. I don't know. Like, we've given that director so many chances, and I don't know why. Yes, Gitzenberg. That was his daughter. The singer. B-movie? B-movie is not horror. Stop spamming it though, please. It's definitely not horror though. The only B movie is horror for the guy's for the boyfriend character, where he basically gets cucked by a bee. Hold on. I don't know if I would call Autopsy of Jane Doe underrated, but I'm gonna write it. I'm also gonna write The Void. Again, I'm not sure if I'd call it underrated. I'm also gonna add... Would you guys call One Cut of the Dead underrated? Because I kind of do. And then, have you guys ever seen The Reef? It's one of my favorite shark movies, which doesn't say much, because shark movies are usually very bad. And I'm gonna add Touristas. Sorry, I'm just reading from my own list right now. 2013, go for Mama. 2015, Invitation, if you'd call that a horror film. And then, let's see. Oh, 2018, In Fabric, 100%. 2021, The Innocents. 2023, The Conference. Okay. All right. Oh God, a lot of text I gotta catch up on. That's the advantage of making your best film first. Yeah. Yeah, it gets in. I mean, that makes sense. The Chaser, 2009. I don't think I've... Oh, wait. I have seen that. I don't know if I would call that underrated. The Chaser is very frustrating to me. That was the serial killer, right? That one... there's a scene where a girl is being dragged back to a serial killer, and it felt so cruel that it actually made me turn against the film. Yeah, I don't know. Bye-bye, chat. Oh, Garfield, you're leaving? Aw. The Collection, 2012. It's true. I like The Collection, and I like The Collector even more. I don't know when The Collector came out. One Cut is underrated as fuck. Yeah, One Cut of the Dead is amazing. But we would have to include this as a horror comedy. So if we're including horror comedies, then I need to see when Grabbers came out, because that's one of my all-time favorite horror comedies. When did Grabbers come out? 2012. Choose or Die. That made me laugh. Still haven't seen it. Has Oculus been discussed? No, but I don't know if I would call that underrated. Oculus was quite popular. Are there any Japanese movies here outside of The Grudge 2? I mean, are there any Japanese horror films you'd call underrated? Usually Japanese horror films are highly rated. I mean, they get a lot of attention. Dark Water, The Ring, The Grudge. I don't think One Missed Call is very underrated. Suicide Squad, that's in here. Suicide Squad, oh god. Suicide Club. Suicide Squad's just a... Suicide Club's just... Suicide Squad's just dog shit. Collector's 2009. Thank you so much for that. Collector's great. It's like a horror film mixed with Home Alone. If you guys know the Saw movies, are you guys the types to just watch the traps on YouTube and not watch the films? Because the films are kind of bad. But if you're the kind of person... Oh, okay. One of these. All right. Enjoy it while you can. Hold on. Hold on. Let's, Yep. Give me a second. Give me a second. Where are you, sir? Okay. Please don't do that shit. Hello, stream. Gitzenberg, did you leave? And... Okay. Yeah. I got them. Don't worry. Okay. They look like people. Ooh, Depp is gonna... I think Depp just went 6 to midnight with someone referencing that. I think, Depp, you were the one who brought up that film to me. I didn't like it, but I really did appreciate the intro. I liked half of it. They look like people, I think, had a really interesting look at schizophrenia. And then the second half was like a really badly mixed, corny romance kind of subplot. And I don't know what the fuck that was. So it was like half of it was there. Is I Saw the Devil underrated? No. That's pretty highly rated, and for good reason. Although I personally found it a little hard to watch. I mean, how many rape scenes do you need to put in your film? Like, honest to God, too many. But super well acted, good, effective gore. I mean, you know, obviously a South Korean film is gonna be pretty unforgiving. Yeah. I like the film, but you hate the sound design. Depp, I hated some of the sound design. I thought the sound design in the intro was fantastic, but then they kept relying on it, and I felt like it was a one-trick pony. Would You Rather, 2012. Oh my god, I'm so happy you chose that, because it's not a great film, but I think it's underrated. I think it is so much fun. I think it's the kind of film that makes you think about what you would do in that situation. For those who don't know, it's like a bunch of people trapped in a room, and they have to choose between one or two things to do, and both of them are going to be very uncomfortable or painful, but if you don't choose, they're going to kill you on the spot. So it's kind of similar to, it kind of reminded me a little bit of Squid Game, in that it's terrifying when you're kind of thinking about what you would do in that situation. It's not a scary film, it's not even that good of a film, but lots of fun to watch, and I was entertained pretty much the entire way. Yeah, it's super fun. Mike, someone brought that up before. Tale of Two Sisters is pretty highly rated. I think it's like one of the most profitable South Korean films ever. It was a pretty big hit. Disaster movie, God no. But when did it come out? Maribito, it suffers from quality problems. Then, Depp, would you call it underrated if it suffers from quality problems? I see Bo running. You know, Mama was kind of borderline. Do you guys consider Mama underrated? I'm mixed on. I like it a lot, and I think it's very scary. But Absentia had some truly creepy moments. When did it come out? Not Without Singing the Blues. Hronman, sorry I missed your message. Beyond the Black Rainbow. I've seen Beyond the Black Rainbow. I was okay with it for the most part. I think it looks very cool. Awesome looking film. Good color combination. The dark green with the red orange. There's a sequence that's all black and white in the middle that's actually kind of terrifying. I just think the film is too slow. I think Mandy was a much better film. It's like he had the flavor of that film, but had a bit more of a story, bit better pacing, better music. So I don't know if I would call it underrated. It's worth watching, but it was the pacing was a little frustrating for me. But I could take like 80 stills from Beyond the Black Rainbow and use it as a screensaver. I mean, it's gorgeous looking film. Absentia's 2011. Thank you so much. You know, guys, I still have two for my yearly list. The big one, the actually scary. I still have 2 slots open. I have 4 films on the list. I need to find 2 by October. Very scary. Titan. Depp, I considered putting Titan. The problem is Teton's awesome. It's a body horror drama. I don't know if I can say it's underrated because it won the Palme d'Or. Like, it won the biggest. It's like the international Oscar. I don't know if I can call it underrated if it won that award. And I know most people in America don't care about the Palme d'Or, like only film nerds do. But I just can't call it underrated if it won it. Such a cool film, though. Hey guys, if you want to see a Cronenberg type body horror drama where a woman has a metallic pregnancy, check out Teton. Longlegs, definitely not underrated. Also, welcome to the stream. Longlegs is probably the most talked about horror film this year. I don't think I would call it underrated. Unless you mean a different film. I read that as Longlegs, but you wrote Longless. Did you mean something else? Honest question. Shit, yeah. I almost forgot to put Would You Rather. Yeah, I like that film a lot. Teton reminds me of Raw. Same director, actually. It's funny that you mentioned that. Same director. I think Teton's much better than Raw. I was a little mixed on Raw. I thought the story was a bit inconsistent. I think it ramped up too fast to where I never got that tension. Right? I'm like, oh, what's happening to this character? I mean, she goes from 0 to 100 in like one scene. So it kind of, I felt like they sped that up too fast, and I wasn't emotionally involved. That being said, I think Raw had good acting and very good makeup. And the makeup was pretty believable. Yeah, same director though. Teton is dope. Definitely watch Teton. It's a crazy movie, but really well done. Beautifully shot. You know, Gitzenberg has a real problem with Mama being here, so you know what? I'll take it off. If you can find me another 2013 underrated film, please let me know. I'll remove it for you. Because I think you might be right. I don't know if Mama is underrated. What else did I... Oh, okay, so I don't know. Has anyone here seen my favorite movie from 2020, which is called The Wolf of Snow Hollow? It's a horror comedy, and I might include horror comedies in this list today. This is my favorite movie from that year. I think this is an awesome film. However, the werewolf reveal, I'll call it, really bothered people. But I'd like to retort and say that if the werewolf reveal was what people wanted, that would have completely broken the film. But this film is fucking awesome. I love this film. I love Jim Cummings. You guys really should check out his work. Very much like a small director, starting with short stuff, moving on to full-length features. He's a real source of inspiration. He's hysterical, a great dramatic and comedic actor, and he's the kind of person that doesn't seem to have an ego because he's willing to play someone ridiculous, stressed, losing. I think this is such a great film. Also, I would highly recommend this short that he did, which basically it's like a Marvel last wish request for like a child dying of cancer. It's 11 minutes long. It's on YouTube. It's pretty adult, so don't watch it with your parents. And it's very funny. It's really fucking funny. Oh, man. But I'll put it. If we're including horror comedies, I'll put it because it's such a great film, and I get it. No one knew this film, so it's not gonna get nominated for anything. But I think the screenplay should have been nominated. I'm glad to see some people have seen this film though. Wolf of Snow Hollow. Definitely check out Jim Cummings' stuff. Bailey Tester is really interesting. Thunder Road is great. Empty Man is underrated. Is Empty Man underrated? See, it's getting tough here, right? Do I think it's underrated? No, I didn't think it was that great. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Is Empty Man underrated? I think it's too long. So that's what I think about it. Yeah, is now a good time. So good. So funny. Werewolf by Night is overrated. I haven't seen it. Masuda, 2022. Don't know this one. Oh, why is... What the... Come on, don't be a dick. There we go. Oh, wow, very angry. You look like the guy who'd mansplained Spotify to his own headphones. This doesn't really make sense, but I like it. The expression says, I'm not as interesting as my podcast bio suggests. I don't have a podcast. I'm just live streaming. You don't have to watch it. And with that half-committed beard, half-committed, it's growing in. It's clear that you've spent more time on Call of Duty than winning in life. I haven't played Call of Duty like ever. I play CSGO and I'm really bad at it. You don't just tell dad jokes, you are the dad joke. Also doesn't really make sense. Abgen, I would work on your joke writing a little bit. It might help if you did a little bit of research. Like, you would know that I don't play Call of Duty. I also don't how do you mansplain music? Very confused at that comment. Funny though. Mansplain Spotify to his own headphones. It's a funny line. Doesn't really make logical sense though. Okay. If you mansplain Spotify to your headphones, does that mean headphones are automatically female? Can you mansplain another guy? Interesting question. That's funny. Anywho, on the subject of horror comedy movies, I think the original What We Do in the Shadows has been overshadowed by the TV series. You know, I haven't even seen the TV series, but I did like the film a lot. Skibidi. Okay, so we got another one of these guys, I see. All right. Just give me one moment. And we're gonna do this. Put you in a timeout. Like the child that you are. All right. The whole 2001 Thor Birch Keira Knightley. Don't know it. One second, sorry. Mike. That's funny. You know, it's there's no real reason for it, but I always plug mine in. I don't know. I call me paranoid, but I always like I can't trust Bluetooth with my headphones, even if it's fully reliable. I just feel like I always have to plug it in. You go to jail, bad boy. I'm trying to think of movies I've never seen. On any underrated horror YouTube list. Yeah. We need a 2013 because I don't have one for that. So it looks like we have every year except for one. Although I have not seen Masuda, so I didn't even know what this film is. Hold on. Horror drama from India. Alarm bells, but okay. Great reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. Positive reviews and became a commercial success. So would you call it underrated? I'll still watch it though. I feel like I need to give Indian cinema more of a chance. You know, I can't just shoot it down. I'm trying to think of movies and there's so No to the Call from 2020. Yeah, I'm borderline on the call being underrated. I think it broke itself in the last third. I'm trying to remember what it was specifically, but like it kind of broke its own logic at the very end. But honestly, I think Wolf of Snow Hollow is going to take this year. I like very few people have seen it, and I think it's brilliant. So I think we're going to have to start kind of narrowing these down, unfortunately. All right, if I could get some help from anyone else, we need 2013. That's our goal right now. We need 2013, potentially 2022. So we need 22, 13, and maybe 2004 and 2000. We need a 2000. I don't know if Shadow of a Vampire counts. You're right, George. You're right. Like, honestly, I've seen a little bit of Indian cinema, and like it threw me off a bit, but then again, sometimes when you're trying to get into a different country's cinema, you have to understand that they have different approaches to acting, to cinematography, to pacing, and you have to kind of settle into it. And sometimes it's all just which movie kind of gets you into that country's movies. So, for example, there's a film. It has like the worst title, but I think it's a really good intro to Hong Kong cinema, which is very kind of over the top, like a little ridiculous, but still very passionate and fun. And for me, I think a really good movie is this one called Twilight of the Warriors Walled In. Bad title, but I think this is a good example of a way to get into Hong Kong cinema because it's crazy, it's very Hong Kong, but has engaging characters, a really good atmosphere and production design. And I don't know, and like the plot is emotional enough to keep you engaged, even with the sillier moments. So I recommend this one as if you're interested in Hong Kong cinema. Actually, yeah, I watched it the other day. Ever seen a Venezuelan movie, The House at the End of Time? No. I'm gonna write that down. Also, cool title. The House at the End of Time. South American has other genres mixed in as usual, but it's really good. Okay. Yeah, I've been trying to watch more Latin American horror films too. There's not a huge output. I've seen a few. There was one, Huesera. I can't pronounce it. The Bone Woman or something. That was okay. I feel like I had missed potential. But I want to start watching more Latin American horror. I haven't seen it, but Dark Skies 2013. I have also not seen it, but I'll add it. Ju-on the Curse from 2000. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I can say this is underrated. It was good, though. Did I miss something? No, I didn't. Okay. Dumplings? Ooh. Dumplings. I didn't find dumplings scary. It just, like, made me want to vomit. I still also say Afflicted for 2013. I'm sorry, I must have missed that. Oh, you know what? I didn't really care for Afflicted, but I could give it another try. Dumplings is 2004. I'm probably... I don't know. I think the Grudge remake is more underrated. It got really bad reviews. But I actually, as far as like remaking an Asian horror film, I think the Grudge remake did it right. That one and The Ring, I feel like are probably the two best ones I've seen, where they remade like a classic Asian horror. I think part of it is because the Grudge remake took place in Japan. That was huge, and it had the same director. We Are What We Are, 2000. God, I hate this little heart emoji. 2013. All right, so we got a bunch from 2013 now. That's great. Oh. Carrie remake, no, not great, but at least better than the original. Ooh, bold statement. I have not seen the remake. Yeah, no. Also, just made some amazing fish and chips. Sending you a pic of them if you want. Go for it, Depp. By the way, guys, if you ever want to chat more, get more updates on when I'm live and all that stuff, please check out my Discord, which I can send right now, but it's also... Oh, no, that link expires. Okay, hold on. But my Discord link is right. Where is it? Hold on. Too many tabs open. Give me a second. Do. That's my Discord link if you guys want to hang out, talk about movies, memes, whatever. Watch the Indian film RRR. I need to watch that film. I think the 3-hour runtime really kind of... I don't know, maybe more like trepidatious about watching it because it's such a commitment. But I should. You gave The Grudge a 6 out of 10, the same score as Cobweb. The Grudge remake? I give it a 6? That doesn't sound right. Oh, I have to go back to this now. Did you do the horror movie Longlegs? I have not talked about the film yet. I did a very quick review on my letterbox, which is right here. I will say this. I have my yearly scary video is coming out in October, and I have another video on horror movies that are actually good. So I have an actually good video and actually scary video coming out in October. Longlegs is on one of them. I'm not going to say which, but Longlegs is on one of them, and I will be discussing it. Oh, I should put this higher. I give it a 7. And where's Cobweb? Oh, no. You should be a 5. Yeah. Thanks, Dean. You just took Cobweb down the peg. Cobweb was such a missed opportunity. Really well shot, at least at first, and it just got dumber and dumber as it went. Do you make money on Letterboxd? No, I don't think anyone does, but it's a good way to track. No, it's not that bad, Dean. It's just meh. It's just okay. Also, Darth Vader, hi, how's it going? I've been seeing you very active on my community tab, which is great. So thank you for commenting on the tournament. Even if it's like opinions I don't always agree with, some I do, some I don't. But it's great to see people being vocal on that tournament. But no, I don't think you make money on Letterboxd. It's just a really good, and I don't work for Letterboxd or anything. I'm not trying to sell it to you. But I think it's a good way to kind of keep track of your favorite movies, lists, your watch list. You can also read people's reviews on it. So yeah, it's fun. This is how I track how many films I've seen. That's at least how many I remember seeing. Yeah, it's cool. Can a movie be scary if it isn't good? Yes. I have examples of that. So there's a movie from Argentina, and I know people are going to disagree with me, but there's a movie from Argentina called Terrified or Aterrados. I don't think it's a good film. I don't. I think the acting's could be improved. I think the story's a little messy, but it scared me. And for the most part, bad horror movies don't scare me. And I don't know if I would say Terrified is bad, but I don't think it's very good. But it did scare me. I think it's probably the worst horror film to scare me. All right, Depp, let's look at the fish and chips. Ooh, those are flaky. Are they good? Looks like you're the tartar sauce, man. Those fries look under-seasoned, though. I would have liked a little bit more seasoning on those fries. Gotta get some pepper or parsley, something, you know? Or maybe I just can't see it in the photo. The Entity. That's another good example. Although there are many films called Entity, but the one from Peru, South America, another film. I don't think it's that great. It's like a 6 out of 10 maybe, but it creeped me out. There's a scene. I actually have a question for everyone after I read through this. Mama isn't fantastic, but it's terrifying. Yeah, I agree, Deanne. I mean, I think I probably like Mama more than you do, but it's not great, but it's very scary. As Above, So Below is very slept on. Yes, I do have that here somewhere. I agree with you, Darth Vader. What about Skewered Toy? Oh, fucking Christ, Mr. Abbas. No, the fries are heavily seasoned. Oh, okay. I do like Mama. To Let, 2006. To Let. I've never heard of this film. Ugh. Don't know this. Definitely underrated. I've never fucking heard of this film. Okay. I'll add it to the list. Is it scary? Is it good? Let Me In is good. I would say Let the Right One In is probably... Oh, no. Wait, what am I thinking? Let Me In is the American version. Let the Right One In, I think, is the original Swedish version. 2006. It's just called Let. It's not a very good title. I feel like it's very easy to forget. I'll check it out. Thank you. I've honestly never heard of this. So I had a question for everyone. Don't Knock Twice is a movie you feel alone in liking, but I feel like... Okay, I'll add that. Can you guys... Because I was talking about the movie The Entity from... I can't remember where in Latin America. I think it's Peru, but I could be wrong. And the reason why I made my yearly scary list a couple years ago is because it has a very scary scene that takes place in a graveyard. Multiple people are filming. It's found footage. But instead of one person with a camera, it's like 25 people with cameras. And statues are coming to life. It's extremely creepy. And it made me think, it is Peru. Thank you, Deb. And it made me think, can you guys think of any scary scenes that happen in a graveyard? It's like a quintessential horror location, but I'm racking my brain. And other than The Entity, I can't think of any movies that had a scary scene in a graveyard. And goddamn, like, if that's not a missed opportunity, I don't know what is. So tell me if I'm blanking. Night of the Living Dead? Okay. Very old, but yeah. And no, like, I feel like, when was the last time you saw a modern film, or even a film in the last 50 years, utilize a graveyard and make it, like, genuinely scary? Someone's got to do it. Like, someone's got to make some horror short in a graveyard. Like, now. Someone's got to do it right now. If no one else is going to do it, I'm going to fucking do it. Because that is, like, a golden opportunity. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. You know, Deanne, I kind of agree with you. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Look, I grew up in the 90s. I was a young child in the 90s, and this is going to sound crazy to a younger generation, but some of the most fun things to do as a kid in the 90s was going to book fairs. I know, wild, right? But, like, we looked forward to going to book fairs and checking out books. That was, and you'd write down everything on that piece of paper, and you'd come home with like 5 books, and you couldn't wait to read them. And anyone want to shout this out, please, because like that was such a big part of my childhood. And the most popular books at the book fairs I went to were these Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which were truly unsettling books, horrifying artwork. And as a kid, you're reading it, and it's scaring you, but you keep reading it. It was like it was like a cycle of punishment. But they were so great, and it would just fester in your head. So when they were announcing a movie, I was a little nervous that they were going to blow it. And I'm not saying it's a great film, but it was definitely better than I thought it was going to be. I think that's like a great... I think it's a really solid like PG-13 horror film. I think it's a very good film for a younger generation, and they adapted the artwork to live action pretty spot on. So yeah, that was really good, honestly. When did that come out, DN? Have you heard of The Medium? Thai found footage supernatural film, pretty good. Yeah, I liked it overall. I think The Medium, I think it started to overstay its welcome. I felt like it was a little too long. Sometimes these films, especially from like East Asian countries, they can get a little too crazy in the last third, where it's just people screaming and blood, and it kind of loses some of the mystique for me. So I think it was too long, but it was cool, and I admire its dedication to the spiritual rituals. When did that come out? When did The Medium come out? 2021. Okay. And I'm sorry, Mr. Abbas, I know, or Abbas, I know you've been writing a few times. Kim's Convenience. Very funny. You basically just rickrolled me. How can reading a book scare you? It did, man. If the stories are creepy, the way it's paced, the artwork that goes along with the story, it does. I mean, again, I was a child, so you have to keep that in mind. But those books were very freaky. I love books, says DN. That's great. You know, I stopped reading novels for a while because I was an English major, so I read books all the time. And then, like, over the past few years, especially with COVID, I stopped reading, and it was really unfortunate. But this year, I started reading again. I'm really happy for it. I think it's like food for the brain. And I'm, you know, the same way you try to train your body, you should train your mind. I do believe that. And I just, like, about to finish one novel. I'm going to jump into another one. Very excited. Incantation. Depp. I don't think I can call that underrated. That was a huge hit, especially on social media. That was all over TikTok, was Incantation. And I loved Incantation. But I don't know if I can say it's underrated. Yep, 2019. Whoops. You're right on the money, DN. Would you say it's underrated, though? Oh. I'll add it for now, because I like it. Piggy 2022. Still need to see that. Mr. Abbas, we're talking about horror films from the 21st century. That is a sitcom from 2016. Like, doesn't really apply here, buddy. I think we're good. I'm gonna wrap this stream up pretty soon. I didn't want to stream forever today, but it's great seeing everyone here though. I haven't streamed in a little while. I was worried that people were gonna think I don't stream or don't like talking to you guys. I really do. I'm also gonna try to stream next week because I go to Europe this Saturday. I'm flying to Scotland and then to Denmark. Very excited, hanging out with some friends of mine, and yeah, I'm gonna try to live stream when I'm there, and I'll try to send pictures and all that fun stuff. Hey Clay, checked the banned people's names. Not really. I just kind of banned them, but maybe I should. Depp, do I have you as a moderator? Because I should. Maybe you can just ban people. It's weird. It kind of like wouldn't let me ban them. It only let me kind of give them a timeout. But hold on. Oh, I see. Very familiar names, I see. Interesting. Depp, I'm gonna make you a moderator. There you go, buddy. You should be a moderator now. Abbas, I might have to put you in a timeout as well. Sorry, you keep bringing up a sitcom. There you go. Alright, so... It's weird though, it won't let me ban people. It just lets me put them in timeouts, but... Whatever. Anyway, I think we have a pretty good list. There's some of these I need to watch. Some of these need to narrow down a bit. I would like to have one more maybe for 2000, 2020, 2003. And then I think we're good. I thought No Exit in 2022 is pretty good. I'll add that. But we got a lot for some of these. 2013 is looking thick. 2018 looks good. I'm probably gonna go with In Fabric, but Luz is, I think Luz is pretty unseen. But 2000 just has Ju-on the Curse, which I've never even watched, and 2003 has the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I don't know. 1408 is overrated. DN, I've seen you talk about that movie a lot. I don't know if I would say it's underrated. I liked it, but I don't know if I would say like it deserves to like be fantastic or anything. What Hosea saw 2021. Have I seen this? I don't think I've seen this. I love this description though. It's an American Southern Gothic psychological horror drama. Whew. Oh, it has Robert Patrick? That's interesting. Hey, Sarthik. How's it going? Yeah, let's do it. When did it come out? 2021? Okay. What? Saya. You know, this is great, actually, because it's given me also just more horror movies in general to check out. Some of these I'd never heard of. I never heard of Masuda. Never heard of what Hosea saw. So, nice. But, Sarthak, welcome to the stream. Sandra, welcome to the stream. Depp, glad to see you as a moderator. All right. Come on, guys. 2000, 2020, 2003. That's all I need. DN, I actually liked Annabelle Creation. I didn't see the first Annabelle. I heard it was kind of bad. But Annabelle Creation I thought was actually kind of good. Not perfect, but what I liked about Annabelle Creation was, and this is something more horror films I feel like should do, was that it gave the main character a handicap. And I think that escalated a lot of the scary scenes. A lot. And she was a good actress, which helped. Yeah, I mean, I think it was... Annabelle Creation barely made the cut on that list. But I think it's the scariest of the Annabelle and Nun and all those films. Although, I think The Conjuring was probably scarier than Annabelle Creation. Resurrection 2022. I considered putting that. I need to watch it again because it was such a strange film. It wasn't so much a horror film, but it was more like gaslighting. I'll put it though. Guys, you know, anytime you think you're in a toxic relationship, and I hope you're not, but boy, this movie takes toxic relationship to a whole nother level when her ex-husband shows up and is like, I ate your baby. It's in my belly. like no shit. Full on, like, fat bastard from Austin Powers. What'd you find scary about Terrified? Yeah, what I find scary about it? A lot of it. Let's see. What I find scary about it? A lot of the slower scenes I thought were pretty scary. Like a deformed monster was kind of crawling towards the main character. There's a scene where someone's kind of half awake and they see a shadow of a monster in the room. There's one where a monster is stalking him through like a cabinet or a dresser. That was pretty frightening. There's a jump scare in Terrified that was completely stolen by the movie Smile. I mean, just straight ripped off. And That was pretty effective and terrified. Also, you want to talk about overrated films? Fucking Smile. I'm sorry. I'll take the hits on it. I think Smile was very overrated. Had like one scary scene at the end. Other than that, like that birthday sequence in Smile was the funniest fucking thing. I was just laughing so hard at that birthday scene. Oh my god. House of a Thousand Corpses. Underrated? The Rob Zombie one, right? I don't know. It's insane. Yeah, Resurrection was kind of wild. I should watch it again. I wasn't sure what to really make of it. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was just such a strange film. Can we make Rebecca Hall famous now? Rebecca Hall is like one of the best horror actresses ever, and everyone's giving praise to Mia Goth, and she's great for Pearl and for X, but I think Rebecca Hall is just as good. And she was in The Night House, she was in Resurrection. God, she was in another one I can't remember. She was in Christine, and she's fantastic. It pisses me off that she doesn't get enough attention. Depp. 2003 was a terrible year for horror. Now I'm looking at it. The closest I can find is High Tension. Yeah, yo, some years suck. I mean, some years suck in general. And to be perfectly honest, 2024 is looking like a pretty mediocre year for films in general. I know there's some stuff coming out that looks kind of cool. Challengers is good. First Omen was good. Nora is supposed to be great. Substance is supposed to be great. But yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty disappointed in this year. Won't lie. But 2023... Yikes, yeah. Darth, it's not underrated. It's not. This was a big hit. Tale of Two Sisters. Big movie. Great movie too. Not underrated. You know, would you guys say Final Destination 2 is underrated? Because I really like this movie. Actually, I rewatched it last night with my fiance. Ooh, that's right. Clay got engaged. I should have like an engagement party on stream or something. The Hallow. Yes, The Hallow. Oh my god, how did I miss this? I really like The Hallow. So, DN, you would like The Hallow because you tend to like movies that have a bit more oomph, move a bit faster. You've mentioned liking jump scares. I would recommend The Hallow. Hallow is a really fun, scary creature feature. It's Irish. The atmosphere is very well realized. It's very goopy and earthy, so it has this great kind of dirty kind of ambiance to it. But I think The Hallow also has like some really intense moments. But the creature design is awesome. Like, it's all practical effects. They look like they just came out of a root of a tree. DN, I would highly recommend The Hallow. I would. You should watch it. Watched The Night House recently. Good film. I fucking loved her scene at the library worker in her home. Yeah, Night House was a strange one. I did a review on it. I wish The Night House was scarier, because the whole idea of like haunted house design was really cool. You could see people's faces in the actual architecture. Great concept. The jump scares in Night House were very irritating, and I don't know why they had them. And they weren't like fun jump scares. They were more just like, hi, we're going to cut to a next scene and we're going to raise the volume to like 300%. Really bothered me, especially since I saw it in theaters. But Rebecca Hall was amazing. She really did a great job. Depp, Pandorum. Yeah. Pandorum was good. I think it was YMS who said Pandorum is like The Descent meets the video game Dead Space. I think that's pretty accurate. It's a creature feature in space. Boogeyman, I gotta watch it first. Haven't heard good things. Rebecca calls amazing. It's a 10-minute monologue and rest. Yes, Mike, thank you for bringing that up. That monologue was excellent. Meh. Yeah, it's literally just on her. Like, the camera's just on her face and she's talking to a coworker. God, so good. Like, you see the amount of pain, how much she's just right there on the cusp of falling apart. Great, and that's what I'm saying. She's so underrated. You should do party games next stream. It's been a while. I know, I should. Honestly, I really should. Next time we hit like a peak, because at one point we had like 18 viewers. Once it hits that, we should do a party game. So I will do that next time. Maybe I'll do like a midweek stream, because I leave Saturday. I'll definitely do a party game stream when I am in Europe. 100%. Maybe on Sunday. Maybe. Definitely that following weekend, because I'll be in Denmark with some buddies, and we want to live stream. So yeah, will do. The trailer for the Hollow is dope. Yeah, check it out. I think you'd like the Hollow. More than anything, it's just, it moves fast and has great design. Dick move played the jump scare in the credits though. That like made me jump out of my bed. I think we're good. I would have liked more for 2000 and 2003. But, you know, I guess I asked this earlier. I don't know if anyone answered me. But would you consider Final Destination 2 underrated? I think I would. I really like Final Destination 2 and 3. Actually, whoops. I did a video ranking the Final Destination movies, and I think 2 and 3 are really, really good. I'm gonna add that. And then what we got? We had 2000? Whoops. Okay, if we're including... Oh, well, here's the thing. If we're including horror comedies, then American Psycho counts, but can you call American Psycho underrated? It's like a cult classic now. The Cell is not underrated. What Lies Beneath is... Might as well take some Ambien. I thought it was almost over, and then I checked the runtime, it was like half over. That's like the worst feeling in the world. Battle Royale is a huge hit. Also love Battle Royale. Better than Hunger Games. Sorry, I'm in that camp. I've never seen Uzumaki. I've heard things. I might put Hollow Man. It's not even that good. Yeah, wow. This year's kind of rough. What are your favorite horror movies overall? So regardless of scares, like what's just favorite? Least to me, least to best. Huh? Insidious, X, The Babadook, Conjuring 2, and The Conjuring. So for me, like just purely my favorites, it would depend on whether you count Jaws or Silence of the Lambs as horror films, because both those movies are in like my top 20 of all time, and that's a lot. If you don't count them as horror, 28 Days Later is up there. Lake Mungo is up there. Titan is there. Gonjim Haunted Asylum. Incantation. Wreck. Definitely Wreck from Spain. That's one of the best. Hunter x Hunter 2020. Don't know this one. Ah. Clay, stop typing so fast. Huh. How have I not heard of this? Okay. I don't know if Hunter x Hunter is going to take out Wolf of Snow Hollow, but it gives me something to watch, so thank you. 20 Days Later. Wreck 2 is decent. That's the best word for it. It's fine, but it's nowhere close to the first Wreck. I started with Nami the other day. 10 minutes in, I had to quit, finish another day, so I'll let you know about that one. Anatomy of a Fall, the movie, or Anatomy of something else? Singing the Blues. Can you elaborate? My basic bitch choice, The Shining. I mean, Shining's great. That's not. I don't think it makes you a basic bitch. I love The Godfather. Does that make me a basic bitch? I think. Yeah, Mike, we talked about that. I don't know if Shadow of a Vampire is underrated. I'll write it. I'll add it back just because we can't find anything. Leprechaun. Leprechaun in the Hood. It was really funny, Darth Vader. I've actually seen that film, and it is fucking dumb. But I think it's actually more fun to watch than the first Leprechaun. The first Leprechaun just sucks. It does. That's a franchise that was like never good. No, Anatomy was in the 2000 horror list you just had on the screen. Oh. Did I miss it? Where is it? Oh. Huh. Okay. Is it good? I thought you meant Anatomy of a Fall, which, by the way, my favorite movie of 2023. Yes, more than Oppenheimer. This is such a great film. Jesus Christ. It is so goddamn good. Don't expect like a thrill. I mean, it's a thriller, but it's not scary. It's slow-ish, but I found it fascinating. Pretty intense. Really, really good. Hereditary is underrated. No, I don't think it is. Hereditary is like the golden child of A24 horror films. Everyone talks about Hereditary. I wouldn't consider it underrated. I wouldn't. I think it's almost closer to overrated. I mean, I don't think it's overrated, but I think it's like closer to that than underrated. Because it's like no one will ever shut up about Hereditary. Oh, okay, you're joking. Yeah, I was about to say. We shall see. Well, I'll check it out too. Yeah, Jennifer Aniston's worst movie. Yeah, Leprechaun suck. I forgot Jennifer Aniston's in that. Oh boy. All right, I think we're good. Thank you so much, guys. I was not expecting this many movies I'd never seen. This is awesome. Now I have a huge watch list though. Belko Experiment. Okay, I'll add that right now. When did that come out? 2016. Was this the one where it was based on a real thing, where everyone acted like prisoners and guards? Right? And like they were basically abusing people. Is Under the Skin underrated? I think so. I loved Under the Skin. I think Under the Skin should have been nominated for Best Director. But I would say it's underrated. I think it came out in 2014. Oh, I'm thinking of Stanford Prison Experiment. Yeah, I'm thinking of something else. Yeah, although there's prisoners in this one. I haven't seen this film though. Is that the doctor from Scrubs? Okay. Is it scary? Yes. Is this movie scary? I have no idea. I haven't seen it. Is it scary? I would love to know if this is scary. Has never happened. I mean, you'd be surprised what kind of shit has happened. They ran an experiment one time where they made people think they were electrocuting people. And they would have someone in like a suit or a lab coat or something tell them like, okay, now press this button, now press this button. And each one, they would hear someone screaming in their headphones or from the speaker. And then the whole point of the experiment was to see, just because an authority figure told you to press a button and electrocute someone, are you going to keep doing it? And they had a lot of people reach the highest amount of electricity. Now, obviously, they weren't actually electrocuting someone. They were just faking the screaming. But it was a wild experiment because you were seeing, like, people actually did that. People were like, oh, well, he told me to do it, so boop. Under the Shadow. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. This is the Middle Eastern one, right? In Iran? Yeah. Is that underrated? I think it is a little underrated. This was a good one. It's not scary. Unless you think blankets are scary, which I don't. But it was good. I think it's a little underrated. I think the environment, the time and place of Under the Shadow is probably the most interesting part. I hope this. Longlegs has recently become one of my favorite horror movies. Not gonna lie, but I think Train to Busan, Lake Mungo, and Or the Thing. Yeah, I wouldn't consider Lake Mungo underrated. Like I said, I'm gonna mention Longlegs in a video in October. If I had any issues with Longlegs, I think the story I had some issues with. I think it tried to cram in like 10 pounds of ideas into like a 2-pound container. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like bursting at the seams. It was about to fall apart any second. And the way they tried to kind of clarify and wrap up things was very kind of rushed. The whole movie kind of felt a little rushed. Especially in the last third, where they had to do like a big exposition dump. Saying that, and of course, there's a scene where someone's being interrogated, and it is almost as dumb as the interrogation scene from the Batman. Almost as dumb. At least it had a payoff, good payoff. Saying that though, in terms of music, atmosphere, originality, creepy factor, Longlegs like had in spades. There was a lot of great ideas and concepts in Longlegs. Great opening credits too. Fuck, really good opening credits. Girl walks home alone at night. Ooh, also haven't seen this one. I'm not gonna lie. I think I started watching it and the style didn't work for me. It was like a Western. Horror Westerns, I don't think that's a good marriage. I don't. I didn't like Bone Tomahawk that much, except for that one scene, which if you've seen Bone Tomahawk, you know what scene I'm talking about. Where basically, how can I describe a scene from Bone Tomahawk? Hold on one second. Okay. Here's a character from Bone Tomahawk, and there's a scene where they take the character and they do this. Like all the way down, and they just keep kind of. They keep just kind of. There you go. It's just horrifying scene. Oh, 2014. Okay, you know what? I'll put it. Oops. All right, anything else before I call it? Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box. Isn't that our joke one? This does not look very good. I can just tell you already. Yikes. Ooh. I mean, I try not to rely on Rotten Tomatoes too much. But yikes. Excision from 2012. Okay. All right. I'm going to write down like one more and then I'm going to go. Hatchet. Is this about Lizzie Borden? No. Do we have anything for, what's this, 2005? 2006. We already got a lot here, but okay. All right. It's not good. Okay. I'm going to call it here. I have a ton of horror movies to research, to watch, to eliminate from this list. This is quite a bit. I was not expecting this many, which is fantastic. I think I have enough meat here to dig into a video. Hopefully, which video am I going to release first? Hopefully, probably this one first, and then a video essay will be next. George, your answers are so funny to me. Ow. But I'm going to call it. This has been fantastic. Love hanging out with you guys. Like I said before, I have a Discord. You can see it on the top of my channel. Hey, look, it's me next to me. But if you go right here, Discord link right there. Other links, Letterboxd, Discord. Those are my two main ones you can find me on. So yeah, definitely swing by the Discord if you haven't already. The stream was a lot of fun. Hopefully we'll have this video out in, you know, a few days, maybe like next weekend, hopefully sooner than that. But this has been awesome. I was not expecting this many answers. And Mike with the finish, Livid 2011. Okay, that's the last one I'm going to write down. But if there's anything I missed, Discord's a perfect place. Just drop it down the Discord. I have a movie discussion channel in Discord just for that, so that's perfect. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. It was great chatting with you all. Like I said, I have a tournament thing going on my channel right now, very controversial, with some of the movies that I brought to people's attention as being possibly overrated. But as far as underrated stuff, I think this is gonna be a lot of fun to do a video about. So thanks again for coming by. Have a great rest of your Sunday. And I'll see you next time. I will update in my community tab and Discord next time I live stream. Hopefully we'll be soon. Yeah, see you in Denmark. I reached the script writing part of my character ranking. Is awesome, Depp. Let me know if you want me to look at anything. Happy to do it. You guys are the best. Bye.